today's video, and I am very excited today for a couple of reasons. Number one, because Christmas is coming, whether we like it or not. Little bit of a lie, to be honest. At the minute it's the end of September, but by the time this video is live, Christmas will be coming because it will be at least November. And the second reason that I am excited today is because today we are actually bringing you a soap that we are going to show you being made that you can actually purchase should you wish to. We have got a real festive treat lined up for you today. We are going with a lovely Christmas Eve pine tree scene in soap. The soap has been made and I am absolutely delighted with how it's turned out. It looks and smells just beautiful. We're going to have these available in limited quantities. We shall have 24 available from now. We would have had more because normally in any usual year we know we'd be able to sell them at our Christmas craft fairs and things. This year pretty much all of our Christmas shows have been cancelled, so we are relying on our online sales. We're not sure how busy they're going to be, and we don't want any soaps left over come January of this design because it is a very festive design. So we are making just 24, just the 24 you're seeing being made in today's video. So if you would like one, then do head over to our website, which is here. And if you want to get a little bit of a discount as well, then enter this discount code. Again, this is just purely if you want to. I make these videos for fun and to show you what we get up to. The kind of showing you the website side of things is just, you know, if you want to see it. I can't really stress that enough. So that is today's soap. It is all natural as well, as always. Made with a selection of clays, indigo powder, kaolin clay, what else is in there? Some spirulina powder. And that is today's soap. We're scenting it with fir needle, cedarwood and cypress. And yeah, come along and join us on our festive adventure. Come and see us making our Christmas soap. So I've got the melted oils here. I'm not wearing gloves or goggles yet because the lye is well away from where I am, so there's no risk of splashing it on myself. As soon as we get the lye in, I will put the gloves and goggles on. But today we're going to start by adding some kaolin clay into our melted oils, purely because I want it to disperse really well. And seeing as this whole batch is going to be one colour, I can add it into the oil and hopefully that will get it mixed in really, really well. And I'm just going to sort of stir it in with the stick blender, and then when it's incorporated a little, I shall give it a quick blend just to hopefully allow it to disperse. So now I'm fairly happy with that. I'm going to put the gloves and goggles on and go and grab the lye, and we're going to put the lye in here and then bring it to a medium trace. Right, so the lye is going in now, and these are both, the oils and the lye are both at about 110 degrees Fahrenheit. And I probably should have used a slightly larger pan, so I'm just going to be very careful when I am bringing to a trace. I say a medium trace, we want it to be medium thick really, because we are going to be trying to pipe this, so the thicker the better. So as you can see, midway through that I did switch to a bigger pan because let's be real, that first pan was far too small to be safe and or useful. So we've switched to a bigger one. We have got this as thick as we can really with the stick blender now, and we are going to pop it into the piping bag and then just wait for it to thicken up just a little bit more so that we can do some piping that is hopefully going to hold its shape. So we're using a different mould today to the ones that you guys are probably used to seeing me use. It's bigger, we're going to get more bars out of it, and hopefully it's going to create the design that I've got in my head. I've sectioned it out. I've just got a piece of paper underneath this silicone liner where I've marked where all the bars are going to be, so I've got a little kind of division tool to work to. I got this idea from I Dream in Soap because it just helps with the guidelines. I have got my soap in a piping bag. I'm not going to lie, I am incredibly nervous about this step because I think I've done soap piping once in my life. So this could be the point where it all goes horribly wrong. I'm just going to pipe lines of snow, this is snow by the way, down the guidelines, and it needs to be about 6 centimetres high, so scary stuff. I'm going to start just slowly going down this way, and I've got to say this piping bag is terrible. It's the only piping bag I've got, but it's really shallow, and I could do with a longer one so that I can fit more batter in, but that's not going to happen. So I'm just slowly using what I've got available, going up and down using the back of this silicone mould to keep it upright. That's my fear for this, is that the whole line is just going to collapse on me. And this is why we needed it to be thick. Seems to be working okay at the minute. Now I need to do one more layer of snow now, which needs to be just along here. As you can see, I'm not going to have the support from the side of a silicone mould, and I don't want it to just collapse on me, so I have basically just got a piece of cardboard cut very tightly, well, to fit very tightly, which I am going to sort of force, to be honest, down into the mould and wedge it there so that I can pipe along here, and hopefully this will hold it in position. But I'm going to turn it round. Sorry if this means you can't see very well. This is not a good angle, but unfortunately I need it to be like that or I can't see what I'm doing. Right, so the last layer, the toughest one. Oh, a little release of air there. That was the bag, not me, I can assure you.
Don't be too sure, listeners.
So there we go, I shall just spin it round to show you. We've created that layer there as well now. I'm going to leave this in until I really have to take it out, which won't be for a while. So that's going to stay in for now, and we're going to move on to placing our little Christmas tree embeds. So these are the little Christmas tree embeds that I've made. They are spirulina and French green clay for the green, and they are cocoa powder and red Moroccan clay for the tree trunk. Let's run a little quick, very quick video of how I made these. So hopefully that's given you a relative idea of how we created these. I'm now going to place them carefully down in the centre of where each bar is going to be. So, in fact, I think I might even place them one at a time. So that looks to be about the middle of there, and I'm going to press it down into the snow. These two are fairly well stuck together, so trying to get them on top in the right position, pressing them down into the snow. I'm trying to get them pretty well into the snow, because otherwise when we pour the sky on top there will be a gap between that snow and the base of the tree, so I'm pushing them fairly firmly in. And that's our first one. Now let's get the others in. So I'm not sure how that's actually worked, but it actually seems to have worked. The snowy line here hasn't fallen over, all the trees are in place, and all we need to do now is whip up some blue sky batter, which we're going to make a nice sort of snowy scene with, and then fill in all these gaps. We are going to make that soap fresh now, so what I'm going to do is just take this little lid, cover up the soap that we've got so far, and then going to leave it until we've got the blue ready. So for our snowy wintry sky, we will be using indigo powder to colour the soap. And as I did with the white kaolin clay, I'm going to tip this indigo powder into our oil before we've added our lye. Our lye is out the way as before. And this is just because I want it to incorporate well. And I find that adding it to the oil... oh, it went right down my throat then. Adding it to the oil just helps it to disperse a little bit better before we get to adding in the lye and bringing to trace. So now we're back to the lye, so I've got my goggles back on and I'm going to carefully pour this cooled lye water into our melted oils, and we're going to bring this to a light trace. So now we have got our sort of Christmas Eve sky. We're going to add in the essential oils. We have weighed these because we will be selling this soap. We have got Cedarwood, Cypress and Fir Needle in here. We're going to pop these in and mix them in with the spatula. And I'm also going to pop in just some soap shavings. These have been specifically made for this batch of soap. We've got a batch number for them, which is important because selling soap in the UK, it all has to have its individual batch numbers. So we have got batch numbers for this soap that is being added in. And this is basically just going to give the illusion of snow in the sky, hopefully. I say it's going to do this and that, but obviously until the final soap has been created, we don't quite know what the effect's going to be. But this is meant to be snow falling from the sky over those snowy, Christmassy fir trees. So I've incorporated that now, and what I'm going to actually do is decant it into this jug purely because that's going to make it a lot easier for pouring over the soap. So now we're going back to our soap, and we hope that when we take the lid off, nothing has fallen down. We don't want an avalanche. Yay, it's still standing. There we go. So now all I need to do is pour this soap batter carefully down to fill those gaps. I'm going to go down the centre and hope that it just naturally flows. And it should do because we've left it nice and thin so that it should flow into all the gaps. So all that's left to do now is cover this up with the lid, and then we're going to leave it for probably 24 to 48 hours, probably nearer 48 hours for this one. Then we're going to come back, slice it into loads of bars, and hope that we've created a Christmassy Winter Wonderland scene. So I've got a little confession to make. When I came down and unmoulded the Christmas tree soap, I was so excited to see that it had worked, it had done what I wanted it to, and it was pretty much exactly how I'd wanted it to turn out, that I completely forgot I was meant to be videoing me chopping up the bars and showing you how it was done. So, yeah, there's no video of that. Sorry. I have got a video of the final bars though. They have all been chopped down to size and they've all been sort of finished off nicely. So I'm sorry I completely forgot to show you me doing that. But this is why I kind of forgot what I was doing. Because look. I am just so happy with these, so happy. They smell amazing. They've got that lovely fir needle smell to them. They smell like Christmas, they look like Christmas. The snowy sky is just how I wanted it to be. It's kind of like a Christmas Eve night. The tree is a really nice green. The bars, the whole thing did go through gel phase, so that's helped to darken the colours, and hopefully it's also going to help the colours to stick, because natural colourants can fade, and I'm hoping that these don't fade too much. But on the whole, I am just so happy with these. They are literally everything that I kind of imagine them to be in my head. So here we go, Christmas soaps in all their glory, looking pretty fantastic if I do say so myself. As I said at the start of this video, you can get your hands on one of these babies if you wish to through our website. They are a little bit more expensive than our regular soaps, I'm not going to lie. The reason for that, there's a couple of reasons. First one being that they're actually larger than our regular soaps. Our normal soaps are about 120 grams, we say a minimum weight of 120 grams. These are going to be a minimum weight of 140 grams, and realistically a lot of them are more around the 150 mark, but we're saying minimum weight of 140 on these. Also, these have taken a lot longer than our regular soaps to make, so we kind of have to factor that in a little bit. And also we have got a little bit of wastage of these, such as where the trees have been cut out. We get a few offcuts. They're not wasted to the extent that they're going to be thrown away or anything like that. I mean, we'll use them ourselves around the house, or we'll give them away as samples, but we can't actually sell those little cut off bits of soap. So that is the reason that these ones are a little more expensive, but please don't let that put you off, because they're really pretty and they smell really good. And in case you can't tell, they're pretty much my favourite soap at the moment. So I say there's 24 available. There might be 23. I might have to have one of these for myself. We shall see. But anyway, thank you for watching today's festive video. We'll probably be uploading a few more festive things as Christmas draws even closer. Our website, again, if you want to visit, is here. And we do have a discount code for 20% off, which is here. And if you enter that on checkout, that'll get you a little decent bit of cash off one of these bars or anything else that you like on our website. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe, give us a like, give us a comment. You know the drill, the kind of stuff I say at the end of every video. But, you know, do it if you want to, don't if you don't. And we shall see you next week. Bye!